Well, officials are conducting vehicle inspections and adherence to coronavirus regulations at the Brits Plaza between North West and Gauteng province. For more on the story, I want to bring in Sipho Stuurman, who's covering it for us. Sipho, a very good morning to you. What's happening there?
Well, a very good morning to you, Blaine, and our viewers at home. Are you quite correct? We're coming from the Brits Plaza. This is between North West and the Gauteng province. You would know that, of course, since now we've embarked on level 4, there is interprovincial traveling that has been allowed for people to come back to their various places of work, and of course in this short window period we expect a number of motorists to come out in their numbers as they return to their work of places. But of course officials are out in their numbers ensuring that the motorists are adhering to COVID-19 regulations and that they are not carrying goods that they are not supposed to be carrying with them as they do this interprovincial crossing. In fact, if you can just look right next to me here, we have a situation where one motorist is driving a vehicle that has a car license disc that has expired since last year, January. This motorist also does not have a driver's license with themselves. So certainly now traffic officials are trying to deal with this situation. I'm sure you see those visuals here on your screen that this license disc expired in 2019 January. So you cannot even use the lockdown as an excuse for the reason for, of course, not having renewed the license. So officials are looking out for these kind of situations where people are breaking the law, people who haven't renewed their license disc months and months before lockdown, but also driving without his driver's license, and yet he has passengers with him there. Now, this, of course, operation is being led by the Gauteng Economic Development MEC, who is here. MEC, thank you very much for your time. We are dealing with one case here where the motorist doesn't have a license with him, and also the license disc seems to have expired over a year already.
Over a year already, yeah. It expired in January 2019, and like you said, he doesn't even have a driver's license. Driving a car with a 3-year-old child in there, and his explanation is that he's been trying all over again for many years to have the car registered. It's just unfortunate that they're traveling with a child, but the car is going to be impounded. So we have to observe the law. There's nothing we can do about that, and then he must just go and sort his matters out. He's not going to be allowed to move in the same vehicle from here.
All right. So the vehicle is going to be impounded. You mentioned that he's traveling with a 3-year-old child. What's going to happen with the child that this motorist is traveling with?
You can see that he's a grown man. He's an adult. He will have to arrange transport for them. That's for him to do. What we can do, well, there's a tent where they can sit in there for the sake of the child and the lady that's with them. The police are not going to be hard on them. We'll give them space to sit, ne? Yeah, but he has to arrange transport for the child.
Of course, this is...
And himself.
All right. Yeah. This is but one of the situations that you are seeing on the road here. Talk to us about this operation. What are you on the lookout for?
Okay, basically as Gauteng MEC, all of the MECs are out, including the Premier, So we are just making sure that there's adherence to especially the 7-day window that was announced by Minister Kokta on the 30th. As you would know, people are allowed to travel one way from one province to the other. So there's no toing and froing. So that's basically what we're on the lookout for. But that's not the only thing that we're doing. Since we were here this morning, I think there's been one arrest. This would be the second. This is not going to be an arrest, by the way. There's been an arrest. A gentleman was traveling from somewhere in the northwest going to Nelspruit, and he had about 6 or 7, no, just over 10 small bags of dagga with him. That was an arrest. He was arrested. So your normal policing work is also continuing in the process.
All right. And are you seeing a great number of traffic? Are you seeing a number of motorists coming from Northwest coming to Gauteng province?
It's both ways. I've been here since about 8 o'clock this morning, and it was not, there weren't many 2 cars in the morning, but from around 10 o'clock, we've seen a pickup of traffic on both sides, going into Gauteng and outside Gauteng. So yeah, the traffic is picking up a little. So we'll observe as the day progresses if there'll be more cars.
What is the message to motorists as they are taking advantage of the 7-day window period? Are you telling them that adhere to rules because law enforcement is out on the roads in full force?
It's not only about law enforcement. It's about us as South Africans making sure that we observe the protocols that are on our books as pronounced by the ministers. Remember, the virus does not move on its own. It moves when we move. So my advice to South Africans is that we can beat this pandemic only if we do the right things. So once the 7-day period is over, please people stay at home. Let us fight this pandemic together. The curve will flatten if we do the right things.
So there won't be any compromises. If the 7-day period, you are stuck in a particular province, there isn't any compromises whatsoever?
No. If the 7 days, if you are outside your province by the 7th, you can't move back. So it's back to being in the house and observing the protocols.
All right. MEC Gauteng, MEC for Economic Development, thank you very much for that, explaining that you need to take advantage of this window period to travel interprovincially if you need to go to your workplace. Otherwise, then you will remain stuck where you are and that there won't be any compromises. And now, of course, the operation here is continuing. I see a number of taxi minibuses. If perhaps Atabo can follow me here. Police, of course, they're not just inspecting the vehicles, but they are searching the bags to see what you have inside your bags. So you cannot hide any, unlawful items in your bags and think you will get away with it. Officials are very thorough here this morning. They making sure that everybody's bag is being searched and they're trying to find those goods that are not supposed to be transported. Of course, liquor is chief amongst the things that are banned for travel during this lockdown period, even now in level 4. So here at the Brits Plaza between the North West and Gauteng province, officials are out in full force and inspecting all the vehicles, ensuring that everybody is, of course, adhering to lockdown regulations and that they abide by the rules of the road rules rather. And as the MEC mentioned, one man has been arrested for carrying a dagga with him in his vehicle. Another man has a car whose license disc has expired over here and does not even have a license. As a result, that vehicle is being impounded.
All right, Sipho Stuurman, live for us at the Brits Plaza. Thank you very much indeed for your reporting.